Oh, hello. Thank you for joining me for Veg with Lisa live. I'm Lisa. This is definitely live. And today we are going to talk about the color yellow. But before we do, type in the comments, say hi, let me know that you're here and that you can see me and that you can hear me and that I don't just have a squash in my ear. Oh, good. Somebody's on. Woo! What about the color yellow? Maybe you thought you were supposed to eat all these green veggies. Well, you are. Hi, Rob. Okay, thanks. But we also need to eat the colors of the rainbow. And this time of year, there are so many beautiful golden veggies out there that I wanted to show off a few. And I'm going to put together a meal. And while we know multitasking is a myth, it is possible to be very, very efficient. I've been on a couple calls this week where people just talking about how just a little bit of planning and prep can really help set you up for success, eating the kind of foods that you want to eat to help you feel good. So I'm going to show you how easy it is. I'm going to make 1, 2, 3 dishes today in less than 15 minutes. And I did a teeny bit of prep ahead of time, but not very much. So I want to show you how it is possible without speeding up the recording. Okay, so let's get started. First thing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. First thing I want to show you is my favorite peel and eat food. Sweet corn. Okay, yellow, yellow, yellow. So yeah, green veggies are so good for us and they have tons of vitamins and minerals, but so do yellow veggies. And of course it depends on I got the wrong burner on over here. Sorry guys. Of course it depends on the particular veggie as to which micronutrients are in there, but fiber, vitamin C, vitamin E, potassium, like all of these amazing things, water. Okay, so I turn my water on boil. I've got a beautiful ear of, this looks like peaches and cream sweet corn, doesn't it? Don't worry about eating corn. Heaven's sake, enjoy sweet corn in the summer when it's in season. Now, I'm going to tell you something that might be a little controversial. I like to stir things up around here. Do not put your sweet corn in a pot of boiling water and boil it for 15 minutes. Please do not do that. You're going to destroy all the natural sugars. It's going to get tough. Bring your water to a boil. I like to do it in little pieces because that way I can have more than one. I can have two. Bring it to a boil, put your ears in, put the lid off, maybe let it cook for 30 seconds and then turn the water off and leave it sit in the pot. Yes, that's it. I talked to a farmer one time and we were talking about his corn and I was asking him because I was doing research about how long I should cook my corn. And he said, if it's fresh, you really don't even need to cook it. That was an aha moment for me. Hi, Dean. Okay, cool. I'm so glad you all are here. We're doing a sunshiny yellow meal. So I've got my corn in the water. I'm going to let it boil. I'm going to turn the heat off. And while that cooks, I'm going to show you what I've got going on down here. So let me turn you down here. In the spirit of being prepared, I did a teeny bit of prep, as I mentioned, and I am sauteing some garlic and a little shallot in some olive oil because I'm going to saute these squashes. This is going to be my second dish. This is one of my favorites. Everybody knows about zucchinis, and that's cool. But there are so many other absolutely delicious squashes out there. I could probably do a better job of chopping this in the summer. Any kind of yellow summer squash is absolutely delicious, and it's very good for you. These are called patty pans, and I love them so much. So I'm going to chunk these up. Yeah, fiber, water, all kinds of vitamins and minerals. The color pigments are what brings it the different nutrients. Oh, Bernadette, I'm so happy to see you. It's been ages. Bernadette says a little kid once asked for corn on the bone. That's funny. Okay, our corn on the bone is in the pot boiling just for a second, and then I'm going to turn the heat off. And I'm chopping my patty pan squash. So this is going to be an all yellow meal just because I thought it would be fun, and it's kind of rainy here, and I thought it would be nice to kind of brighten things up a little bit. Of course, we don't want to only eat foods of one color because we would not be getting the necessary vitamins and minerals. You also don't want to eat the same food over and over because then you're not getting enough vitamins and minerals variety. I love this guy too. Isn't this beautiful squash, yellow squash? Beautiful. um, if you eat the same thing, I'm going to cut these in a different shape for interest. And when I'm eating it, then I know that this is the yellow crook neck or long neck or whatever they call these squashes. And the chunky ones are the patty pan. If you eat the same thing over and over, year after year, you are not nourishing your gut microbiome the way it needs to be. You need a variety of fruits and vegetables and plants and grains and all those things to get enough fiber and to get the right mix of good, healthy stuff in your belly, right? Fiber is only found in plants, and it doesn't have to be beans and whole grains. All plants have fiber. No fiber in animal protein or animal fats, I'm sorry to say. Okay, so I've got my one little shallot from the farmer's market. By the way, I got every single one of these beautiful vegetables either out of my own garden or at the farmer's market here in Asheville. I generally shop at the West Asheville Tailgate Market and the River Arts District Farmer's Market. I went to both this week. I'm so lucky. Support your local farmers and local food. What do you think? A little teeny bit of sea salt. And remember, we get our excess sodium from convenience and processed foods, not from our home cooking unless you're going absolutely bonkers. Okay, I'm going to leave that on the stove. My corn is looking good over there. And now I'm going to make my third dish. All right. Yellow gazpacho. Oh my goodness. I love, love, love gazpacho so much. And I made red gazpacho last week. So if you missed that, you can tune in to last week's episode. I want to show you how beautiful this is. Garlic, pepper. Now again, this is the yellow meal and I love, traditional gazpacho has green peppers. I don't really like green peppers. I love to use the same color of pepper as the tomatoes that I'm going to use. So in this case, I'm using these yellowy orange tomatoes and I'm going to use, or peppers, and I'm going to use yellow tomatoes. And then I want to show you about my cucumber here. So garlic, pepper. I always taste my cucumbers before I put them in anything. Oh, look, we're golden. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Cucumbers can be bitter. So I always taste them before I toss them in because you don't want to spoil your dish. You can see I peeled this a little bit. The skin can be bitter. I always buy organic when possible, so I don't worry about peeling my veg too much. But I like to peel it just like this. If these seeds were big, I would cut them out, but they're not. Isn't that cool? So while I chew, forgive me for chewing while I talk. I'm going to just chop these up and we'll see if I've got enough. This recipe, which is on my website, I'll type it in the comments too. It's so easy because it's 1 pound of tomatoes, 1 cup of cucumbers, 1 cup of peppers, and then the extra little bits. Okay, let's get this started. I've got my garlic in there and I've got, what did I put in there? Peppers and cucumbers. I love power tools in the kitchen. This is a Vitamix. You can use a blender or you can go old school and chop it by hand like my mom does. Okay, we don't want to pulverize this stuff because we're not making baby food. We're making gazpacho. Look at these. Beautiful. So I've got 1 pound of these for 1 cup of tomatoes, 1 cup of cucumbers. And let's give that a little pulse. Plug your ears. So fun. Okay. Now, in my gazpacho, I've got olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, white vinegar, and balsamic vinegar. If you, there we go, my corn, I can see it. I got to get that off. If you have sherry, traditionally gazpacho would have sherry. And if you have white balsamic when you make yellow gazpacho, it's pretty. But I didn't, so I don't. Okay, that's probably good. What else do I put in my gazpacho? A little bit of sea salt. Again, same story on the salt. Little womp, womp. Oh, there we go. There we go. And I'm not going to put any freshly cracked ground pepper in there because I'm going to use some chili. You could put a pinch of chili peppers, or you could do chili oil. I want to show you. Oh, first I better pay attention here. I told you multitasking is a myth. We're just switching our attention back and forth. So I'm not very good at that. Okay, so let's do this. Shall we do this? Let me show you how I like to do my gazpacho. I love to pour it in one of my favorite old school kitchen tools into a jar. Look at the color. Is that absolutely beautiful or what? I love that so much. Oh my gosh, who wouldn't love that? If that is not liquid sunshine, I don't know what is. Hello, Heather. Are you tuning in from Union Cemetery in Kansas City? We're making an all yellow sunshiny meal that's reset friendly. Okay, there's my gazpacho. My corn is good. Remember, I just brought it to a boil and then turned the water off, and I'm sauteing some beautiful yellow squash in a little shallot. You could use onion or skip that. Garlic, extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of salt, and I'm going to put a little bit of pepper on my squash. Okay, how am I doing? I'm on time. I'm doing fantastic. Oh, you know what? Before I plate this up, I want to show you. I'm going to play this game the rest of the day, and we're having a yellow meal for dinner. Look at this cauliflower. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? And these yellow carrots. I'm going to roast those. And these beautiful yellow beets. Did you even know there are so many beautiful yellow vegetables? I'm going to roast all these in my air fryer. Did you know you could roast veg in the air fryer? I did not. My Facebook friend Lily Lynn posted and I saw it. Thank you, Lily. And it's so awesome for the summer because it doesn't heat up your kitchen. Okay, I promised you. And if you like a little extra animal, Freudian slip, plant protein, you could put some yellow chickpeas in with the squash. I'm going to save them and put them in our yellow roast tonight. So I promised you this meal in less than 15 minutes, so I better get to going. All right, gazpacho in the bowl. Oh my gosh, isn't that so beautiful? This is gorgeous and done. And don't worry, I'm not going to leave everything yellow because that would be kind of bland as far as presentation. So I'm going to spruce this up. And then, oh, hold on, I need my tongs to get my sweet corn out, my corn on the bone out. Look at that. This is so fun. Isn't this fun? If you have kids or grandkids, wouldn't it be fun to do like a colored theme meal for them? Quite frankly, I don't need kids to get a kick out of doing fun things like this with veggies. Heather says air fryer roasted veggies are great. Right? Doesn't heat up your kitchen. I think it cooks a little bit quicker. Okay, now how can we spruce this up a little bit? I had some basil in my garden and it also goes really well with all of these flavors. Remember, foods that grow together go together. So if it's seasonal, I'm going to put some basil on my squash as well as in my gazpacho. And then I also have some oregano in my garden. I love that on the squash. You know what? If I had time, I would have used time, but I just didn't have enough time this year. And then look at these. These are so beautiful. These are edible flowers that Rob bought me. I'm going to put some yellow marigolds in my yellow gazpacho. Did I put my garlic in the gazpacho? I don't know if I did. If I forgot to, there's a rogue clove of garlic here. If I forgot to put that in the gazpacho, don't forget to put it in yours. I'll put it in later. And then I love sprouts on pretty much everything. So I am breaking the yellow rule with that. Now, I didn't put any pepper in my gazpacho because I love my friend Sabrina, the Spice Witch spicy chili crisp and chili oil. And I love this so much. It's going to be so beautiful. I'm going to drizzle it on that. And then I'm going to drizzle this chili oil on my sweet corn instead of butter. If you wanted to, you could make a basil butter with either regular butter or plant-based butter. Wouldn't that be absolutely delicious? Whoo! I'm just in at 15 minutes. I did a teeny little bit of prep before, but not too much. I got quite distracted and I talked a lot and I still was able to make 3 yellow dishes in 15 minutes or less. Golden gazpacho, corn on the bone, and sauteed yellow summer squash. Let me turn you up here and give this a go. This is my favorite. I make this gazpacho all year. The recipe is at my website, lisamurphyllc.com. I'll also post it in the comments. You know what? I don't care if I forgot to put the garlic in there. It's so perfect as it is. Yellow tomatoes are a little lower acid, and it almost tastes very soft and velvety. Mm. Thank you for joining me for this sunshiny summer episode of Yellow Veggies. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Mm, mm, mm. I can't wait to cook up this beautiful head of cauliflower in my air fryer.